just wanted to let you guys know that we finally decided to put my son in daycare. I mean, it was a hard choice, but it was something that we felt he needed because he's going to be 3 in May, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I'm still coping with that because that is something I never ever had in my plans, but apparently it was in my cards. I look back now though, and I am thankful and grateful that the cards worked out that way, that I was able to stay with my son from birth until now. That's like great, because I don't know how you women and men drop your kids off at 6 weeks. It's like, it has to be heart-wrenching, you know. I know you have to go to work and you don't have a grandmother or grandfather or somebody you can trust that, you know, the baby can stay home. So I know it's tough, because it was tough for me to send him, you know, at this age. And the reason why we decided now is because, number one, he's verbal. He can talk. This boy will talk you to death. We keep conversations all day long. So I know he will come home and tell us everything, good and bad. So that made us comfortable. Also, you know, me being home with him, he's an outside kid, and this winter was so brutal to us. It was a lot of snow. Yeah, we went outside and played with the snow, and we shoveled and stuff, but it was so cold. You know, we was just stuck in the house, and it's so much playing he can do with his trucks and his toys. You know, we do have academic time. Like, I bought an easel last year, so we do like shapes and colors, numbers. You know, I write his name down. You know, I teach him, you know, the basics. He's not a kid that you could just go and say, well, sit down here and watch a TV so you could do what you have to do. No, he wants your attention. You know, if he's not playing with his toys, he wants to interact with you. He wants to sit down and have a conversation with you. If you're in the kitchen, he wants to be there talking to you. He wants you to eat with him. He wants, you know, you to discuss, and he's in the phase where everything is why. Everything. Why, mommy? Why, mommy? Why, mommy? And you're looking at him like, he has a cousin that's 4 months older than him. She's a girl, and they've been together since they, you know, were babies. But I still think he needed more stimulation to be around other kids, because, you know, he is going to be 3, and soon he'll be in preschool. And I just didn't want that time to be a shock for him. So we said, all right, we'll do something and put him in for part-time, because I'm home. Well, before we took him there, I did a lot of research. It boiled down to 3 daycares. One was a commercial daycare, which was 2 at a time. They were the most state-of-the-art, I would say, update. But the feel of it, it just didn't capture me. When I saw the kids for each class, the class that they wanted to put him in, the following class that he'd have to wait to be in, that's what he should be in now, because, you know, he does arts and crafts. He likes to paint. He likes to use the scissors. He likes to draw, color. He likes to, you know, write. And he likes the houses. We like the grocery store house, the firehouse, the police station. Like, we do all of that home, you know. And we do a lot of sensory home too. Like, we make the pasta, and he plays with it, clay and Play-Doh. And they do that in the class that they weren't going to put him in, and he had to wait. And I'm like, we didn't like that. The class that he was going to put him in, they looked a little like slower, you know. And I was like, he's going to be bored. I don't want him to be bored. I want him to have a good time and learn and be inquisitive and his eyes open all day. Like, mommy, you know what we did today? Like, I want that. So that was what deterred us from 2 at a time. My friend, thank God, my best friend Stephanie, she works for the DOE. So she gave me a website to check out for the Department of Health, because all the daycares are supposed to be registered. And you can check to see what violations they had in the past. You know, they keep up to 2 years. And 2 at a time and the other one that I was looking at, who I was considering, they both had violations. And one of them had violations up to December. The one that I wasn't really paying attention to had no violations. And I gave the website to my best friend to review as well, because she's she's a parent coordinator now, but her degree and everything is in childhood development and teaching. So she was checking him out, and she was like, Sophia, I really think he should go to Munchkinland. So in the end, we did end up going with Munchkinland. I love the feel of it. I love that the classroom he's in is huge. And I love the fact that she said, I'm going to put him in the 3 and 4-year-old class, because he's almost 3, and I'll see how he goes. If he doesn't adjust, then I'll put him in the class behind. And I love that. I didn't, Tutor Time didn't give me that option. And he blends in really, really good. Now he talks about his friends. However, we did a dry run. We took him there for like from 10 to 12. That went okay. Came for him. He was good. The second time, we left him there a little longer. And when I came for him, he was like, had the cryy face. He walked over like, Mommy, why you leave me? And it just broke my heart. I'm like, Pooh, I didn't leave you. Like, I just dropped you off to play with your friends, to go to school. Mommy came back. And he was just like, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So the next time, when I dropped him off, when it was time for me to leave, like he let me take his coat and everything off. But he wants me to walk him into the class and sit with him. And he's like, Mommy, you going to stay with me? You going to stay with me? So I always stayed for a while, a little bit, and then left. I don't just drop him off and sneak out and leave. Like, I don't do that. Because I don't want him to get, feel like I'm abandoning him. Like, I stay, make sure he's comfortable. And I'm like, all right, Mommy has to go to work. I'll be back. But when it's time for me to leave, he starts to cry and kick and scream. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, it was so heart-wrenching. I just wanted to snatch him. Like, fuck this shit. I'm taking my son. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. But the headmaster, Melissa, she was like, no, that's how it is when they know they're going to stay. The first day is fine. And then they realize it's a problem. So I said, you know what? I want to put him in Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, because I find the Tuesdays and Thursdays, and there's a big 4-day gap. And then he goes back next week. And that's probably like keeping him back from adjusting. So after about 3 weeks, we switched it to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let me tell y'all. I dropped him off on a Monday. Yeah, he was a little hesitant. Mommy, can you walk me in? Mommy, can you sit down with me for a little bit? I'm like, okay, no problem. I go pick him up. He ain't even come over to me. He looking at me smiling like, Mommy, come over and sit down. I want you to read this book to me. I'm like, excuse me. And he wasn't even ready to leave. Like, he was like, Mommy, he wanted me to read 2 books to him. Then he said he had to go help the teacher clean up. And they gave him a certificate for having such a good day. Wednesday he goes to school. He's in the bathroom. So like for the past 2 weeks now, 2-3 weeks, he's in the bathroom in school. So the teacher's like, does he use the bathroom home? I said, hell no. He gonna tell me the bathroom home is for me and his bathroom is in school. So he put on his diaper at home and he wear his pull-ups in school. Oh my God. But we're not rushing him because everything in timing. And it's like, look how he just went and used a potty for himself, So that was like great. So I did buy this seat for him. Like I have the little, I'm gonna show you a picture. The seat for him and stool. So he used it once in a blue. But the other day he was like, Mommy, don't put a diaper on me. Give me my pull-up. So that was like such a positive thing for me from the daycare. Like I was so happy for that. And now he wants to use the bathroom now at home. And also like he's so comfortable there. He talks about his friends. He knows their names. He will come and be like, oh, so-and-so don't listen. Or this one was crying. I love the fact there's no TV in the class. At this age, they should just be interacting with one another. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much things for them to do. They shouldn't even have to sit down and watch TV. Like, let them run around, let them play, let them talk. And the teachers are so nice. They're so genuine. And another thing that I love is the headmaster, Melissa. Some days when I don't see her at the front desk, like, she's in the classroom, like, relieving the other teachers and there with the kids. Like, she participates and she helps out, and I love that. And there was a time I went for him in the evening around 3:30, and they were just about to go outside for their leisure time. And my son was like, no, Mommy, come back. We're going outside to play. I said, all right, I'll go in the car and wait for you guys in the parking lot. And I seen the teachers come out with them, of course, and Melissa came out. And not only, like, I was expecting the grown-ups to just, you know, let them run around and they just go in the corner and the teachers just sit down and talk or whatever. The teachers were interacting with the kids. The grown-ass women were running around the playground with them, putting them through the tunnels and in the cars, and even Melissa was there running around with them. Like, this is so awesome. That was so nice to see. So I'm comfortable with that daycare. I'm so happy. I mean, yes, the first day I took him, it was like, oh my God, my heart was coming out my chest. And then to come pick your child up those few times, to see him crying, it was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. But after the time they break into it, and you could, you know, you get a feeling, and your child is able to tell you, you see how their emotional health and state is when you pick them up, and when they're excited, like, oh, I'm gonna go to school tomorrow. So he's comfortable. And for you out there who are interested in daycare, you know, make sure that, you know, you do your research, you check them out online, the owners, the teachers, if you can, you know, you pop up, you know, in the day and in the afternoon to see what they're doing. They have cameras you can see from the front desk, the classrooms, which is excellent. You know, you get a gut feeling, you do reviews, don't rush, and you know, then you make a decision from there. And if you can, peek in from time to time, or write someone else's name down who is allowed to pick your child up, who's available in the day, so they can pop in at any time to see them. Yes, so we over that hump. He's in daycare. It's successful now. He's happy. Daycare is your choice.